Hello, I have had an unbelievably busy, exciting, nerve-wracking, emotional day. It's been a lot. And for something totally unexpected. So, all my spare time, I was working today, but before I was working and since I've come back, all I've done is be on the phone to people, more or less. And we will see where it leads, and if it's something I can share eventually, I will. If it's not, then this will be the end of it. Today, for the first time since, I think, again, before the ship, I am wearing my leopard print dress, and I have really enjoyed wearing it. Also, today was a great day at work, really great. I was working with someone I've not worked with before who was so lovely and also in the industry, and it was just fantastic to chat to, and we spoke about so many different things, including Eurovision, which was awesome. And it was just an all-round really good day, despite all the highs and lows I've experienced in the last 24 hours, 12 hours. Now, my mission for tonight, I think it's about 10 already. Yeah, it's 10 past 10, which is ridiculous. But my mission for tonight is to find a recipe, because I'm going to cook on Wednesday, which is fine. But I have such a long list of recipes that I want to try out that I was going to save until I moved out, but now it's looking like I probably won't move out for another 6 months. So I'm going to try one of these. And I've forewarned my grandma to say it's a new recipe, I don't know if it's going to be any good. But I've got such a long list that I need to pick something and I need to look at which ingredients I'm going to need because my grandma's going to go shopping tomorrow. So that is my evening plan before I go to bed. I think I mentioned recently I have an audition coming up and there's 3 elements and 1 element I was totally stressing about, and this morning I did spend some time on it before chaos ensued. And I feel so much better about it now. I feel so much more confident, which is insane. I was not expecting that to happen. So that's good. That's really nice. But I think that's all I wanted to update you on. Actually, there probably was more. I have a feeling there was more, but I can't remember. So this is where we're going to leave it for now. I really need to do some more editing, but it's just fallen to the back of my priority list with all these other things that have come up. But I'll see you when I see you next. Left it, but still you're shaking. That song just gets me every time. Such a beautiful song. I am so busy at the moment. I don't think I've spoken about this very much, but I'm trying to sort something out that I think I did mention it the other day. I will talk about if there's something to talk about. It's not theatre related. Although, that being said, I found out from my agent today I've got 2 more auditions and I already had one planned. One of which is supposedly on Thursday, but I'm waiting to find out if I can get time off from work. One of which is fine because I don't think it's due until June and it's a self-tape, so that's going to be fine. And the third, which is on Sunday, and I think I spoke about that one a little bit. And don't get me wrong, I am thrilled to be getting any auditions because the industry is so dead at the moment from everyone's accounts. And it has been really quiet for the last few weeks, so it's lovely to get some auditions. This one on Thursday is stressing me out though, because it actually looks like a really fun thing, but I just don't know if I can actually make the audition, which is annoying. And the one on Friday I think will be lots of fun, but I am, as I've mentioned already, a bit nervous about it. But then on top of that, I've got this other stuff I'm trying to sort through, which is fun, exciting, scary, and lots of other things. Terrifying. Anyway, this morning I finally managed to get a little bit of time to film something. I don't think I've spoken about this, but my school is doing a encore concert, it's called, as in the school I went to, secondary school. And they're doing this thing that's like a look back at their history of performing arts, and they reached out to everyone who went to the school saying, do you want to be involved? And when I saw it initially, I was already like, oh, I'm gutted I can't be a part of it because they're doing songs and whatnot on stage, and I'd love to be there. It's just so up my street, and also to have the chance to, meet up again with people I haven't seen in years would be awesome. But I knew it wasn't going to happen. But one of the options they gave was to do a video interview, so I submitted for it and I said, look, I am, on the other side of the world, but I'm happy to just film it or do it over Zoom or whatever. And so they wrote back and said, probably best if you film it yourself, considering time zones and things. Here is what you need to answer, blah, blah, blah. And I finally had a chance to film that today, which I'm very happy about. And I'm so excited about and also gutted. Like, I'm so glad I get to be a part of it in some small way, but I'm also gutted that I can't actually be there. And the strangest thing is that, obviously this has been on my mind, but last night I think I filmed my whole Baskerville experience. That was a school project. And I dreamt that for this encore thing, I did go back to Australia and they made us perform the entire play again with the same cast and everything. And I didn't have my script. Of course I didn't have my script, and I didn't know my lines, and I didn't know my cues. I didn't even know when I had to go on stage. It was very stressful, but equally amazing to just be back with that group of people. And it makes me very sad that that's just never gonna happen. Oh my goodness, I would love it if we could do like a 10-year anniversary or something. Anyway, so I did that, and then I went to work and I was able to print some stuff off. It's lovely having 2 different jobs, both of which let me just use printers, because that is always a problem. When I lived on my own, at some point I did get a printer, which was very useful and good, because I was printing off sheet music all the time. It was while I was in drama school. But since moving back here, I don't have a printer, and my grandma doesn't really like to use hers. And we do have a library, but I don't want to spend money on printing. So it's lovely to have the freedom to print whatever I need, whenever I need, more or less. So I printed some stuff off, that was good, and then I came home and my grandma had already told me, I think last night, that what she was going to do for supper tonight was make a stir fry, make the base, cook some rice, and then she was going to have, I think, chicken with it or something, and I could make my own tofu with it. She bought me some tofu. And I thought, I'm going to try something fun with this tofu, because usually all I do is fry it up, maybe with a bit of garlic or paprika, and that's it. But I thought, no, I got a chance to try something, and I have an image in my head of what I want to try and create, and I'm just going to try it because my grandma has the ingredients, and why not? So in my head, I wanted to do this like maple soy thing, because I feel like that's a thing. I feel like I've heard of that. And we had soy sauce and we had maple syrup, but while I was looking for those things, I found sesame oil, and I thought that's going to be really nice with this. So what I did was I put a bit of oil in the pan. I was going to film this, and then I chickened out. I don't like the phrase chickened out. I don't know why I just used it, but anyway, I didn't. So I put some oil in the pan, cut my tofu up into little cubes, fried them for like 2 minutes, if that, before I started adding other things. Added the maple syrup first, I think. And I thought I'd done quite a generous amount, but we'll get back to that. Then added quite a generous amount of sesame oil, and then added quite a small amount of soy sauce, because I don't really like soy sauce anyway. I don't know why I picked it, but I just thought it would be nice with the stir fry. But I really didn't do much, and it took so long to cook because I wanted it to glaze, and be crispy. I don't know, I think I was stood there for about 20 to 30 minutes just waiting. I'm probably exaggerating, but it felt like a lot longer than I was expecting. And eventually it started getting some colour, and I was like, this is good. Also, I put some lemon juice on. I think that was the first thing I did, actually, after the first base of oil. And once it was finally finished, I heated everything else, and it was really nice, but it was nice not because of the tofu. And I was trying to think, I hate this, always happens to me. I try and cook something, I spend time on it, and I'm not naturally good at it. I know that. So I'm spending lots of time on it, and sometimes money, not in this case, but sometimes. And then it ends up not being worth it at all. And I felt that way again, so I kept adding salt because I was like, maybe that's what it's missing. Maybe I just need something to bring out the flavour. But it wasn't doing it for me. And I think the problem is that even though I thought I put a generous amount of maple syrup and a generous amount of sesame oil, I think I needed more of all three. And maybe the soy sauce as well, because obviously that's salty anyway, so maybe that helps with flavours. I don't know. I did try a bit of the tofu on its own, and that was actually quite nice. It was nicer than regular tofu. And it wasn't bad, which for me is a win, because again, sometimes when I spend so much time and potentially money on something, and it ends up actually just tasting bad, not even average, but just plain bad. And I feel like I did enhance it ever so slightly. So I think I just need to build on that. But I'm glad I tried it. I'm glad I was brave with it. And I think I just need to make it even better. Or maybe I should have let it marinate first in a mixture and then tried to fry it. Probably that would have been the better way to do it. So hey, I've still got some of the stir fry left over, and I've still got some of the tofu left over. So I might just have that for lunch tomorrow or Thursday or Friday, because that seems like a really good meal to heat up in a microwave. And it's a really nice meal. I do just enjoy stir fries. But that was my cooking adventure of the night. I actually feel like I don't have anything to do tonight, but I don't trust myself. And one of the other things I really want to do is I've made the vlogs for YouTube of my time in Spain, but I want to make a family version as well. And those versions will not be half an hour long. So there's going to be a lot of cutting down. And I tried to get started on it earlier today, this morning, and I really did not get very far. So that is the latest. I hope you enjoyed this, I guess. And I'll see you soon, hopefully. Bye! Hello! I have had a pretty good day. I had a blueberry iced coffee today at work, which was strange. And someone brought in homemade fudge, which was so good. And they had about 10 different flavours. I tried about 4, maybe 5. I tried Biscoff, which was amazing, lavender and elderflower, which was also very good, cookies and cream, which was nice, mango and passion fruit, which was probably my least favourite but still tasty, and just normal fudge, which was also amazing. And then there were another 5 flavours, like I just felt very spoiled. But as a result, actually not only as a result, basically my manager lives about 10 minutes away from me and sometimes walks home after work. And so she put it in my mind yesterday that maybe I should walk, or that I could walk home if it's a relatively nice day and not too hot, which is very important to me as well. And I said to myself already this morning, maybe I'll walk home. And then after all that fudge, I was like, I need to walk home. And it was perfect weather out. Maybe a little bit too warm actually, but still okay. And I listened to some more of my audiobook. I'm listening to Lessons in Chemistry. I can't remember who it's by, but it's excellent. I love it. And I was on the phone to someone for a bit as well. It was just, I'm very glad I did it. I felt good about it. And now I've been trying to edit my family video. Basically, I did a video of Spain. I don't know if I spoke about this already. Obviously, I did the Spain vlog, but I want to do a family version as well that I need to cut down. And it's driving me insane. So I've got to day 4, which is halfway through the first week with one side of the family, and I've just left it there. And my computer, I can hear it, it's going in overdrive. It's worked so hard, but we're getting there. Tonight, I need to cook. Now I found a recipe from Rachel Amma that I found on YouTube. I will try and link it up somewhere, or at least in the description if nowhere else. And it's meant to be with oyster mushrooms. My grandma couldn't find any oyster mushrooms, so we're going with the next best thing, which I don't know what that is. And we're gonna eat at 8, and I have no idea how long this recipe is gonna take me. What I'm thinking of doing is charging my iPad, it's actually right here. If I charge it, and then I wrote out the recipe myself onto a Word document, and if I add an extra space between each step, I'm gonna put it into my Notability app on my iPad, which I've been using a lot for university, and then I can scribble and sort of make notes of how long things took and how good it was and what needs to change. Not that I have any natural instinct in it, but I would at least be able to say this is overcooked, this is undercooked, this didn't have enough time, I don't know, that kind of thing. Do step 1 before step 2, I don't know. So I need to charge that now, actually, and I think I'm gonna start cooking around 6:30, and I think it's about 6 now. I have no idea. Oh, 5:30, great, I've got an hour. And I might keep fighting with my laptop. Also, I have this audition tomorrow that I've barely even looked at the lines, so I should probably do that as well. But those are the updates. I will let you know how the cooking goes. I don't think I'll be able to film it because my grandma might come in and I don't want her to be like, what's going on? But I will let you know how it goes, and if I can get a picture or a video of how it looks at the end, I will try and get that too. Fingers crossed it goes well. I've not really cooked mushrooms before, ever, on my own, so this is going to be interesting. The only dish I ever remember making was a dish from HelloFresh, and it's the only dish of all the many, many, many dishes we made with HelloFresh that we didn't like. So that's not a good start. We'll see where we get to. Let's see. Hello. So, update on how it went. I left my room around 6:30 and we started eating probably around 8:15. And the dish was fine. It wasn't dreadful, but it was not worth an hour and 45 minutes. This is basically exactly what I was talking about the other day. It's so frustrating to spend time and energy into something that just isn't worth it. In the end, it was basically a tomato sauce with some beans thrown in. Like, what? Why did that take me so long? And I have gone through it and figured out things that I need to, because basically I was doing this recipe more or less blind. I think I mentioned I got it off Rachel Amma from her YouTube channel, but she wasn't very specific about how much to use for certain things, so I was guessing a lot of it, and we didn't have everything that I needed, and I ended up making enough for probably 5 people, and we're with 2 of us, and both of us don't eat that much. And I do think my proportions were wrong. I think I added way too much water, way too much, or not enough maybe mushrooms, or too much tomato. I roasted the peppers, because Rachel Amma says that that makes a difference. But in a sauce like this, or whatever it was, a stew is what she called it doesn't make a difference. At least not for someone like me who is not sensitive to like upmarket food or things like that. I don't know if I've spoken about this on here, but I've realised some people are really sensitive to specific things within sort of the food, well, not just food range actually, but also like body wash and skincare and things like that. Luckily, and I'm very grateful for this, I'm not. I don't need to have the best brand of anything really. The only thing I really actively try and spend a bit more money on is shampoo and conditioner, although usually that's still not right what I end up with. I'm still waiting to find the perfect shampoo and conditioner. But anyway, I am not happy. I learned some things doing this though, so it was good to do, and it's a new recipe to add to the book, but it's another tomato-based recipe, and I think all of my recipes are tomato-based, which is annoying because I want to have something different. So next week I'm gonna have to find something that doesn't have any tomatoes. And I'm really sad I can't take you with me on my cooking journey because I would love to film this stuff and share it with you. But anytime my grandma's home, I don't feel it's fair to have the camera out. Anyway, I think I'm gonna end this video here. I have, again, no idea how long it is, but so considering I've got an audition tomorrow, an audition on Sunday, and another audition that I need to get done, I feel like that can be a good theme for the next video. The only other thing I do want to mention is that today I got an email from my professor from university asking me to be able to, she wanted permission to be able to publicize some of the things that I have created in the past year. And that gives me a really good feeling, including one thing from module 3, which is awesome because we haven't got marks back on that yet, but I can only presume that it must be reasonably good if she's willing to share it with the world. So that's given me a nice feeling. And it's nice not just because it means I've probably done relatively well, but also because the whole point for me doing this research is because it's not being spoken about enough. So to be able to share it and to get people to see it and think about it and talk about it is brilliant. That's exactly why I did the work I did. So I am thrilled. I'm so happy about that. Anyway, that's all. As always, there are links below for you to check out if you'd like. And if you have any questions or requests for videos or things you'd like to see, always feel free to ask them in the comments or mention them in the comments, and I will be there responding away. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!